Hey, Life Tips fam, how's it going? Have you ever found yourself saying, "I'm fine, thank you," almost automatically, even when you're not feeling okay deep down? It's something we all do sometimes. We put on a brave face and a smile, even when life feels overwhelming. But here at Life Tips, we're not just asking how you are. We're asking, how are you really? This quiz is your mental checkup, a chance to reflect, celebrate the good moments, and notice the areas that might need a little extra care. By the end of the quiz, we'd love for you to share your score in the comments, but more importantly, let's chat about what brings us joy and how we can all grow together. Ready to begin? Let's dive in. Now, here's how it works. You'll answer 10 questions, each with a relatable scenario. Pick the one that feels closest to your experience right now. There's no judgment. Just be honest with yourself. Afterward, tally up your score and take a moment to reflect on what it reveals. And hey, if you need a little more time to think through your answers, feel free to pause the video. Let's go. First up, think about your overall life satisfaction. How do you feel about your life so far? Do you feel like nothing is going right and you're often frustrated? Or maybe your life has its moments, but you mostly feel stuck? It's also possible that things are just okay, nothing too extreme, and you've got your ups and downs. Perhaps you feel proud of your progress, even if there are a few minor frustrations here and there. Or maybe you're extremely happy with your life and wouldn't change much at all. Whatever it is, just be honest with yourself. Next, let's talk about your day-to-day emotions. How often do you find yourself experiencing joy, peace, or moments of true happiness? Maybe it's rare, and when it does happen, it feels forced. Or perhaps those moments are more occasional and fleeting. But maybe, just maybe, you often feel genuinely happy and positive several times throughout the week. If that's the case, you're doing great. If not, no worries. It's all about recognizing where you're at. Now, how about the social connections in your life? How connected and supported do you feel by the people around you? Friends, family, maybe a life partner, or even colleagues? Do you feel completely alone and disconnected from others? Or are there people in your life but you don't feel truly supported? Maybe sometimes you feel supported, but it's inconsistent. Or you feel deeply connected and supported by meaningful relationships. Let's shift to gratitude for a moment. Think back to a time recently when things were going well. Did you take a moment to feel grateful for those things? Or did it pass by unnoticed? Maybe you rarely feel grateful, or occasionally you might notice things to be thankful for, but don't reflect on them much. On the other hand, you could be someone who often thinks about what you're thankful for, or maybe gratitude is a regular part of your life and you express it often. Let's get into purpose and meaning. Do you feel like your daily activities and your overall life have a sense of purpose? Or do you sometimes feel like you're just going through the motions? Maybe you feel lost and unsure about why you're doing what you do. Or you have some vague goals, but they don't feel truly meaningful. It's also possible that you're figuring it out but not always clear on what that purpose is. Or perhaps you do have a sense of purpose and direction, and it keeps you motivated each day. Now let's talk about freedom. How much freedom do you feel you have in choosing your own path? Do you feel stuck, like you don't have the power to make meaningful choices? Maybe you feel like you have some control, but often, other people or circumstances limit you. Or you might feel like you can make some decisions, but still feel blocked in certain areas. It's also possible that you have control over most of your decisions and feel free to choose your direction. Or maybe you feel completely free to make choices that align with your values and aspirations. When life throws challenges your way, how do you handle them? Do you feel completely overwhelmed and shut down, or do you try to cope but often feel drained and defeated? Maybe you manage challenges, but it takes time and effort to get back on track. On the other hand, you might handle difficulties well and bounce back quickly. Or maybe you see challenges as opportunities to grow and often become stronger after handling them. How about self-compassion? After facing a setback, like a mistake, failure, or disappointment, how do you treat yourself? Are you very hard on yourself, rarely showing compassion? Maybe you try to be kind but feel guilty or ashamed. It could be that you attempt to practice self-compassion, but sometimes struggle to forgive yourself. Or maybe you generally treat yourself with kindness, even when you make mistakes. If you're constantly kind and compassionate with yourself, no matter what happens, you're doing great. Let's think about your daily routine now. How does your daily life balance with other areas? Do you feel overwhelmed by work or study, with no time for yourself? Maybe you occasionally have free time, but it's not enough to recharge. It's also possible that you feel somewhat balanced, but wish you had more time for things you enjoy. Or maybe you feel mostly balanced, enjoying both your responsibilities and your leisure time. If you feel fully engaged with a great balance between work and personal life, you're on the right track. Finally, how does your physical health affect your mood, energy, and overall happiness? If your health is poor, it might deeply impact your mood and energy. Or perhaps you occasionally feel good, but health issues often get in the way. Maybe you feel okay overall, but you know you could improve your health to feel better. Or perhaps you feel healthy and energized most days, and that boosts your happiness. If you're in great physical shape and your health significantly enhances your energy and happiness, you're doing fantastic. So, how did you score? Add up your points and see where you land. If your score falls between 10 and 19, you might be struggling a bit. But recognizing it is the first step toward making positive changes. In the 20-29 range, you're finding stability. Life has its ups and downs, but you're consistently moving forward. Scoring between 30 and 39 means you're growing and balancing. You've got a good mix of strengths, but there's still room for growth. Between 40 and 45, you're thriving. You've found a strong sense of purpose and resilience. And if you scored between 46 and 50, you're flourishing, living with deep purpose and balance. No matter where your score falls, remember that this quiz is all about self-awareness, not judgment. What's important is the small steps you take from here. What was your score? Which question made you reflect the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories and keep lifting each other up. Thanks for watching. And remember, happiness is a journey, not a destination. See you in the next video.